Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. We are from Group 3, and today we are going to present phonological features. But before we begin to our presentation, I would like to introduce my group member. The first one is me, Revy Ardinata Salim. The second one is Maulana Alif Khalilulah, and the third one is Zalikha Marsya. And today we're going to explain about the role feature in phonology, phonological features, and the basic vowel system, major classes, sonorant, continuant, and consonantal, and lastly, pairs of vowels revisit. The feature is intense. The first one is going to be explained by me. The role of features in phonology. To objectify valid results in phonology, we need a strict methodology that can define its terms, the exact nature of the units used by these terms, as well as the operation process that establish the units. One of the phonological units for analysis is phonemes that function as a minimal constructive sound unit of language. The method that often used with the phonemes is the commutation test. And next, feature theory is an important part of the phonological theory. Three functions of feature are constructive function. We want each phoneme to differ from each other phoneme in terms of at least one of the plus or minus specification of the features. The second one, descriptive function. On the concrete phonetic level of representation, the feature specification of every sound must describe accurately to the phonetic nature of the sound. And lastly, classificatory function. They define classes of phonemes. And the next one will be continued by Zalikha Marsya.
Phonological features and the basic vowel system. We began our study of phonological features by looking at those features that characterize the English vowel system. Only the basic vowel system, like the tree of basic system, will have to be analyzed in terms of feature. Major classes, sonorant, continuant, and consonantal. Sonorant is a sound whose phonetic content is predominantly made up by the sound wave associated with voicing. Approximant and nasal are plus sonorant. Members of the latter category are referred to as obstruent. Continuant is a sound during whose production the airstream is not blocked in the oral cavity. Approximant and fricative are plus continuant. Nasal and oral stops are minus continuant. The four possible combinations of these two binary features express four major classes of sound. These two features also often referred as major classes feature. Here are the four classes. Plus sonorant and plus continuant are approximant, minus sonorant and plus continuant are fricative, plus sonorant and minus continuant are nasal stop, and minus sonorant and minus continuant are oral stop or plosive. Consonantal is the third of major class features. Consonantal sounds are produced with radical obstruction in the vocal tract. Vowel as well as j are minus consonantal. It follows from the definition of sonorant and consonantal that a sound specified as minus sonorant cannot be minus consonantal. In other ways, any minus sonorant sounds is redundantly plus consonantal.
Pairs of vowels revisit or tense. Tense. Tense sounds are produced with a deliberate, accurate, maximally distinct gesture that involves considerable muscular effort. Three problems with this feature are: first, while it is perhaps fairly easy to determine that in a comparison of I and I, for example, the former is tense and the latter lax, it is more difficult to tell whether a given sound uttered in isolation is tense or lax. Second, while there are reasonably reasonably strong phonetic ground for a tense lacks distinction within the high pairs of vowel I, for example. Such a distinction is not nearly as well motivated in phonetic terms among low vowels such as a and a. Third, strictly speaking, nothing in this feature that cannot be described in different ways.
Um, Features in phonology plays a fundamental part. They capture, contrast, and distinguish phonemes, and define natural classes and capture phonological patterns. They are also the central of the structuring and organization of phonological inventories, such as property of feature bounding, which places an upper limit on the number of contrast language. And that is our group presentation about the role of feature of phonology. Thank you guys for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions about our material, feel free to ask us and we will try our best to answer them. Good afternoon, everyone. Have a great day, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.